About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see.
Chapter 21. How to get any group of people to get along. Whether it's bickering friends or a feuding family, these techniques will quickly melt away disagreement and provide a core of unity among all members. Numerous studies conclude that division among people dissolves when there is an opposing outside threat. External events arouse our need for affiliation, and we will seek out support, creating a heightened sense of unity. Civil warring, intersocietal conflicts, and internal unrest often cease when a common outside enemy comes onto the scene. Conversely, individuals will turn their attention and hostility on one another when no outside forces are present. The fastest way to instill cooperation within a group is to A. Create an external threat, or B. Simply set your group against another group in some form of competition. A common enemy brings opposing sides together faster than any other type of group cohesion technique. This phenomenon is also characteristic of how people respond within their own lives and minds. When your mind has nothing to focus on, it divides against itself and creates a breeding ground for worries and anxieties. Yet once you get a clearly defined outside goal that you are passionate about, these divisions cease. Have you ever noticed this to be true in your own life? When you have a clear-cut objective, you're in a better mood and your attention is clear and focused. Suddenly, the little things don't seem as important to you anymore. You have perspective on what really matters. A mind, like a group, with nothing to occupy it, will turn against itself. When we have nothing to focus our attention on, our mind creates its own unrest and fears begin to take root. But as soon as there is something of interest that absorbs our attention, our mind quiets. This is why many people find hobbies so relaxing. Our focus is external, and our mind becomes absorbed completely in something, and we lose ourselves, as it were. It's for this reason that those who have nothing going on in their lives are often the most neurotic. Without an external focus to occupy their attention, their mind begins to turn in on itself. But once an objective is created, our attention is turned outward. So too do groups who are confronted with a serious issue find that infighting quickly gives way to this new objective. Also interesting is a study done by Ross and Samuels, 1993, who found that the name given to a game has greater influence on the level of competitiveness than the individual's personalities. They found that when participants played a game they believed to be called Wall Street, they were much more competitive than their counterparts playing the same game, believing it was called Community Game. This is so fascinating because something as seemingly minor as the name of the game can override the members' personalities. Therefore, we can reasonably conclude that within your group, careful consideration should be given to the name of subsets as well as the overall group name. For instance, if you have two sections of your group with names such as the Righteous and the Victors, chances are you won't be inspiring as much cooperation as with names such as Common Ground and the Flexible Thinkers. PowerPoint. The strategies outlined before will help you to keep the peace and maintain unity and cooperation. But while doing so, you may find a person or two whose personalities just seem to clash with others. With them, it's important to observe 3 other rules for cohesive cooperation to ensure the peace. Arrange opposing parties so that they are next to each other, not across from one another. When we are opposite one another physically, our position becomes more entrenched as we begin to develop an us-against-them mentality. Side-by-side sitting promotes the optimum atmosphere for unification and cooperation. Contact and proximity. Keep the parties close and in constant contact with one another. As we've heard through numerous studies in this book, proximity increases liking. You want to be mindful not to keep everyone on top of each other, but a degree of closeness is essential for maximum cooperation. Touch. Never underestimate the power of the human touch. If possible, Try to create a situation where members can shake hands or come into contact with one another. Touch increases greatly our feelings of intimacy. We feel more connected psychologically to those whom we touch physically. Strategy review. Numerous studies conclude that division among people dissolves when there is an opposing outside threat. Make sure that your group identifies itself with an image that is consistent with the spirit of cooperation, not competition. The name given to your group or clique greatly influences levels of cooperation.